Today I'm going to be going over alternatives and modifications for the moves in today's challenge. If you haven't joined already, it is not too late. Just head to the description below where you will get a promo code to get 1 month free to the FitBody app, which is where the challenge is at. All right, I'm ready to get right into it. So the first move of today is going to be a frog jump in a shuffle back. Let me show you what that is. So you're going to squat, use your arms to help propel you, jump forward, land softly, and then you're gonna stand and shuffle back. So before I go into the modification for this, I wanna talk you through, when you're thinking of doing a modification or swapping a move out, you wanna think about what is that move doing? Why is that move in the workout to begin with? And for this move in particular, because today is a core day, this is, you might think this looks like a squat, but that's not the place that this move has in this workout. This move is a plyometric move. It is jumping, it is getting your body moving, it is getting your heart rate up. That is the point of this move in this workout. So when you're thinking of what to alternate it with, you want to think, okay, what else gets my heart rate up? What else is going to, get my body moving? So my direct alternative for you guys for this will be, instead of jumping forward, you just squat down and jump up, okay? So that is one alternative. Remember, you just want to be getting your heart rate up, so it's not necessarily that you need to be doing the jump. You just want to get your body moving and jump around, okay? If you can't do jumping moves, then that is where instead just run in place for the same amount of time, okay? So remember, end goal, get your heart rate up. Also, I know some of you live in an apartment. I'm in my apartment right now, and when I did that move, I was like, what are my neighbors below gonna, be thinking? Are they gonna be mad at me? So I totally understand wanting to modify moves for that reason as well. So with that being said, let me show you again. Squat back, use your arms to propel you. You also can land really softly. So you don't have to completely swap this move out. When I just landed, I barely heard anything move. So that's another option, is just to do this move with a smaller jump and landing really softly. And then the shuffle back, the only function that has is to get you right back where you started. So you don't have to worry about modifying that part. So land really softly, much smaller jump, shuffle back. Instead of that, you can do kind of a touchdown squat jump or just run in place. All right, so move number 2, you're gonna grab a weight, and what you're going to do, remember, with all core moves, start with your back flat to the ground. That's gonna force your pelvis to internally rotate a little bit, okay? And you're going to bring your legs up to be a 90-degree angle, and you're going to raise the weight up and then return. Remember, return very slowly, like you're lowering one vertebra at a time. Okay, pause at the peak if you can, keep those knees straight. And if you can't do this, then one alternative move would be a bent leg V-up, which is like that, okay? So that's one alternative. And then the other alternative is simply to drop the weight. So you just go here. All right, and then one more alternative is to keep your feet actually down on the ground. So you kind of have a quick rest in between each move so you can reset. The next move that we have for today's challenge is a commando. So I'll show you what that looks like. You start with your hands placed directly underneath your shoulders, okay? Then you go down into a plank and then back up to a high plank. And what you want to do with this is minimize your hip movement, okay? And then back up. If these are too difficult, then one alternative is to do an around the world plank. And that is where you're going to do a plank for, let's say, 5 seconds, then go to a side plank, and then the other side, okay? And if, let's say, for example, that you have to do a commando for 30 seconds, and then instead of doing a commando, you're gonna do the around the world plank, then just do 10 seconds on each side, so you're still doing it for the same amount of time. Another alternative is to do alternating side plank dips, which would be just like this. Okay, so these would be good alternatives if you can't do commandos because you have weak triceps, for example. But just also keep in mind that if you do need to do commandos and really slow it down, that's totally okay. Just really be sure that you are not swinging the hips excessively and you're trying to keep them as stable as possible. Okay, the next move that we have is flutter kicks. So with these, you are going to raise your legs off the ground and just kick them like a flutter. All right, okay, so instead of these, if you want to do something different, one option is a bicycle crunch. So this would be a bicycle crunch. And really important with bicycle crunches is that you're not reaching your elbow to your knee, you're actually wanting to reach your shoulder to your knee, okay? So like this, not like this, all right? Then another option is single leg lowering. So that's where your legs start up in the air, lower one, lower the other, bring one back up, bring the other one back up. All right, so again, you want to think about what is this move doing? And it's working on your lower core. So instead of that, you can do the bicycle crunches or you could do the single leg lowering, which also target the same core muscles. All right, the last move of today's challenge is going to be 10 mountain climbers in a 3-second plank. And the alternative is going to be doing this on an incline. So first, let me show you the regular move and be sure that you have proper form before you modify. So high plank, you're going to be dragging your knees up, okay? Be sure that you're not rounding your back over and that you're not trying to bring your knees up and compensate by rounding your back. Keep your knees as low to the ground as possible, okay? All right, and then you would go down into a plank. So instead of that move, the alternative would be to do it on an incline. So let me grab a chair. So when you do this on an incline, it's lessening the resistance, making it a little bit easier. So for example, the mountain climbers, same thing, be sure your body is in a straight line. And then you go down onto a plank on the raised surface. All right, and that is it for today's challenge. I hope you guys have a great workout and I will see you tomorrow.